Last year, uploaded multiple videos featuring a strategy, which the title said is banned from tournaments. And basically, in that 4v4, we would have a team sling resources to one player to dominate the rest. So 3 players' resources going towards one, and it is truly something that is typically banned in tournaments. Most tournaments do not allow resources being sent in the feudal age. Most have it pushed back to castle age. Really cool video. Crazy to see some of the units we saw there, and many people in the comments have said since that they've tried it and they find it interesting. So what that sets us up for is this game right here, guys. This is a game that just happened in a recent 3v3 tournament, but it's a different situation. So if you didn't see the original video, obviously I'm going to suggest you watch that at some point. That's in the description, okay? Check it out. But I'm going to bring you up to speed with what just happened this past week in the ongoing 3v3 tournament. So, we have a big underdog situation in this one. The established pros would be Miguel and Dogal and Kingston here down towards the south. And this is a 3v3 regicide style map where you have kings. If you kill people's kings, they are dead. It's similar to Regicide Fortress if you know it. But what is also on this map are these things called trade workshops. And normally on maps I have trade workshops, which is just not normal, by the way. There's a lot of funky maps in this pool. You get a resource trickle, okay? So I think on this map, you just get food as the resource trickle, but everyone's going to send their kings, to try and control these all over the map because it gives them food, all right? Now, the interesting thing, and I don't think a lot of people knew that at this time, is if you have control of one of these trade workshops, you can actually send resources to an ally, kind of like, using a market in feudal. The key difference here, of course, is we're in Dark Age, so we are seeing Dark Age Sling, right? Emu has already sent resources to Timber here, who is the pocket. And yeah, we've got Emu is a player you might recognize from community games. Really important moment here, right? Emu cannot use a market without this. Needs to be able to send resources. This is the strategy, and Emu loses control of the market. That's a big deal. Then on the other side, we've got Crab. Crab is actually the pocket player. Crab has gone over here and won the scout fight, and so can still send resources in the Dark Age over here to Timber. So this is the first time I've ever seen Dark Age Sling, because this is the first time you have a market building available to do this. And this is the whole strategy here to beat these pros is basically to go for a 1v3, okay? And there's Civ bonuses at play here, so I'll keep an eye on things. Here comes the villager from Emu. The Kingston scout is one hit away from going down, and Kingston's paying close attention to this. Keep in mind, Kingston is going for standard economy, but also has this one down here towards the south. And meanwhile, what we have is Miguel for the... I'm calling it the pro team. Really, the Emu, Crab, and Timber team are all pretty solid. They're all around 2K. But these other guys are 2,500 and have had crazy, crazy years of tournament experience. Miguel's going to go 2 Town Center Boom with the Cumans, which is very strong. We're going to have a fast castle, it seems, from Kingston. And obviously, Kingston lost control of this. And Emu just runs over here. It's going to actually drop a mill here to keep the villager here. So we have a double Dark Age Sling from these players towards Timber. Now, Timber's the Malay. Malay advance faster to the next stage. And Timber also is working on their own eco here. And Timber is clicked up to Castle Age already. This is a pretty fast time. Obviously, having received some resources already, things are looking pretty good. Received 1,700 resources. So this is going to be a faster time than the others can achieve. But they have a plan here, guys. So let's talk about the Malay for a second, okay? So the Malay, they get the armor upgrades for free on their infantry. That's the most relevant bonus here. They also advance faster to the next stage. Now, if you are teamed with the Italians, the Italian team bonus is your teammates get access to the condottieri, which is an infantry unit. And in the video I mentioned at the start, players would usually stack Goths with this. So you could have, the cheaper infantry. And they would have the Goth player go for the condos, cheaper condos and what have you. I guess here, the Malay player gets the free armor, and they get more upgrades. So they're just stronger condos. But yeah, guys, Timber's already on the way up. Timber has already clicked to Imp. And Dogao is just going for a standard castle. Like, Chinese is one of the best civs at this. Like, this is crazy, right? This is double Dark Age Sling. I've never seen double Dark Age Sling before. I've seen the Feudal Age Sling, of course, and most tournaments don't allow Feudal Age Sling. This tournament does. But this is Dark Age, so it's coming a whole lot faster. Kingston's going to be up to castle. Dogao's going to be up to castle. And I really should ask Dogao and Miguel about this, and even Kingston. I'm pretty close to these players. I talked to them, and I should reach out and say, what were you thinking when Timber hit Imp? Because, like, this is a crazy uptime here. Look at the time. This is going to be right after 9 minutes in a game. Now, obviously, you start with more villagers and some different things on this map, but this is crazy. And so, perhaps inspired by the other strategy, this strategy is not banned in this tournament. We've got a siege tower, and that barracks is already going to start to produce condos. I mean, that's crazy. And so, wow, this is pretty funny. Kingston actually just walls in his king so he doesn't accidentally send it out of his castle. So now at this point, like, the other team's going to prep. So, you know, obviously, there's 2 players in the Dark Age on the other team. So if you are able to defend from this, survive from this, it'll be 3 players against 1. And it's just there is a timing on this. And Emu is Italians. Is cheaper to go up to the next stage. But why do that when you can send all your resources here to Timber? Timber is an Aussie player, to my knowledge. I'm not sure where Crab is from. I know Emu is from the U.S. His team name was called USA +1, so maybe Timber is the +1. Crab is also from the States. Triple barrack production. Dogao just freaked out. Dogao's king is in the castle. And Screen is going to be lighting up. His resources are sent this entire time. Now, it kind of makes things a little bit tricky here for this team that has to defend from this, is condos also have a resistance to gunpowder. So, you know, if Kingston's going to send organ gun support, which is a long way away, that's not exactly the type of unit you might want. And, you know, the siege tower is just brilliant. Dogao is getting completely destroyed right now. And Dogao probably can't believe this. The armor upgrades came in instantly, right? So he didn't have to wait any time for that or spend resources on that. And the TCs are going to start to go down. This is just absolutely insane here. Dogao no loom, by the way. He is going to get fletching, so his TCs and his castles have a bit more attack. And he's trying to make Chukunu. But this is absolutely unreal pressure. And remember, green and blue can only send resources if they still maintain control of this. So, like, actually, if Kingston were to take this right now, which Kingston just did, that's a really big deal. They're going to need that back. But Dogao is going to be defeated here as it stands. He's at 29 villagers. He's got villagers, like, running and leaving his base. He's genuinely running away from the strength of the condos. Meanwhile, Miguel's at 50 villagers. Miguel's going to be in Castle Age. Miguel's dropping stables, so Miguel's going to be ready to fight this. Now, guys, bear with me 1 second. I think we know right now that resources are always going to be sent to Timber. I'm going to remove that because I am getting annoyed with my screen lighting up, and then we'll continue. Now, there are other aspects of the map, too. Like, if you take control of the middle monument, you get some resources. There's some relics there, too. That's what Kingston's going for right now. There's that to talk about, but, like, we need to make sure that Dogao doesn't get completely defeated here. Dogao is going to leave with everything he's got except for this one vill and head over to Miguel's base. And Miguel's probably like, it's fine, bro. It's fine. I got you, because I can make some knights, make some lancers, could be pretty good against the condos. Now, this is kind of where things get really interesting now, because it's still Dark Age for the 2 players for the USA +1 team. And so their walls only have 1080 HP, which means that Kingston can actually come over here and bust down these walls with 1 petard pretty easily. I think the 1 petard doesn't take it out immediately, but it's really close. Yeah, super close. And these organ guns are about to be through. And Emu Warrior, he's just been sending resources tra-la-la-la-la all game. Emu's got to keep this army out and keep sending whatever resources are possible. The green did get the market back and is still sending res. In the back of Miguel's base is his king. There goes Dokao. They're running away. They're terrified. And Timber is going to come for Miguel next. Here he comes with the siege tower now. But Lancers are going to be decent enough against this. And we'll see if Miguel can hold. They hold against that. It's looking pretty good as Kingston is in a really good position himself. I love the strat. Like, if the rules allow it, you got to take whatever advantages you can to try and beat better players, right? And they were just huge underdogs here, this team. And I forget which game this was, but things did not go well for them in the more standard games. Let's just say that. We got a siege workshop from Kingston, and Timber's this way. Timber's got 35 condos right now. And Timber denies that siege workshop. And Timber coming in towards Miguel. Now, I like the idea of Lancers because of the way they engage with the extra range. It makes it quite nice. I think Knights as a whole just have better stats. So I wouldn't mind seeing some Knights in there. The condos still have more attack. The condos have more armor. Like the condos... And the condo HP isn't too bad either compared to a Lancer. Miguel only has an 80 HP unit against an 80 HP unit. Doesn't matter if one is on a horse. It's the same amount of HP. And condos just hop right over with the siege tower. We never see siege towers used at pro level. Treb is here to take out Miguel's castle. And Miguel's probably... Like, he's been pushed off the gold, which is really important to make more units. And it looked like maybe Miguel could save his team, stabilize it with all this economy. If anyone's going to do it, it's going to be the humans. But this is a lot of idle time and a lot of stress. And the production of the condos just continues to roll forward. Emu never lost too much here in the end. Emu's reaction to drop some houses and palisades was really smart. And the support from Teal is here. So everything's going to be fine. And Miguel is dying. Miguel is like really in trouble. Miguel is less than 10 army. There's 20 army from Teal on screen. Dogawa's in the back corner, hoping to stay alive for later. Dogawa's king is over here. TC's down here. He's all over the place. And now Miguel is going to be next. And there are kings to try and snipe. So if the kings get sniped, the players are defeated. But I don't think Timber needs to focus on the kings. It's natural. The players are probably going to save their kings. You have to take out their economy if you see it. And, you know, even though still... Even after all the losses, the Vil count is higher for the entire team for Miguel, Kingston, Dogao. Big problems for them, and a lot of villagers are just leaving. A lot of villagers are just running around. They're not collecting res. The Timber will be through. He destroyed Dogao's main base. He's destroyed Miguel's main base. And now he is bringing Trebs to go for Kingston's base. And Kingston has his king. He also has Miguel's king inside of his castle there. Meanwhile, like Green, this looks like Green's being attacked a little bit. Moved some vills around, but I think Teal's probably got the call. And the condos are on the way. And the condos are going to go kill that most likely. Still, Kingston's like trying, but now again, he's probably getting word, hey, the condos are on the way. He's doing everything he can right now. He's trying to stonewall up. Wall off the choke points. And then Miguel is still trying to find an area to hide. And still trying to just get his eco working. Here's my, you know, like, if they haven't been able to stop it yet, it's unlikely they're going to be able to stop it now. Before it was 3 people. Now it is just 1 guy remaining. He's got 7 military. Well, I guess 8 or 9 if you count the Petard and you count the monk. I think he did just petard this wall, and he's going to be through to Emu's base. But, Kingston, you have bigger problems, my friend. Your castle is down. Your gate's going to be down. You could go ahead and try and wall this all you want. There's a siege tower on the way. This is what your teammates were telling you about. It's not just the Trebs. It's the siege tower. You just added a wall. If the gate goes down, the units can just hop right over that wall. And nope, they're going to hop over that wall. Kingston trying to house wall, trying to gate. Really good stuff there, actually, to keep the units out. But there are just units everywhere. And these condos are insanely strong. The timing on it's been ridiculous. It is completely outplayed the normal economic play. This double sling, full resources sent to one player. And it's just a matter of time until Timber is in. And once Timber is in, these condos are going to destroy everything. It looks like the gate opened there, so these crossbows will be in trouble. Couple signals here from Emu. I think Emu's asking for a clear up. Emu's going to get the clear up. All three kings are pretty close by. Dogal's king is here. Dogal's king looks like he wants to die right now. And Dogal has still been trying to boom, like, just in case, right? If you hold from this, you want to have as many vills as possible, but he's been found, and Kingston's like, guys, I can't stop this. And the GG's called. A completely busted strategy. Just absolutely busted. It was busted in the example I gave you before, where it was feudal age sling, but at least you had to wait a little bit of time to get to feudal age. Here, these players stayed in dark age, and they just destroyed the other team. Like, this wasn't even close. Look at these stats. So the actual res collected for Timber, less than 10K, but all the resources brought in from the teammate came over. So it was 14K received. Was an imp and didn't really have to, it didn't take too much time to get there. Killed 133 units. Army high was 64. And yeah, it's just the pace, the time at which this hits you, how strong the units are as well. I think the Malay was actually quite a nice choice because you get the armor upgrades for free. And then you get to Imperial Age way faster. Just a really strong strategy. And honestly, I didn't even know that these trade posts could be used like a market. I thought that you just got resources from them. The fact that you can use them like a market is obviously what made this viable. And as this tournament progresses, it would be wise for people to try and do this themselves unless the tournament admins decide this needs to be banned. Now, again, a lot of tournaments, they will not allow Sling until Castle Age. So think about that. They don't allow Sling till Castle Age. This was Dark Age. Feudal Age, this is a problem. Dark Age certainly seemed like a problem here, but pretty fun one. I wanted to bring it to you guys. It took me a little bit longer than I would like, so give me your thoughts. I think it's great. I'm not saying that if this was my tournament, I would necessarily allow this because I think every single game would turn into this. But if it's within the rules and these players were underdogs, absolutely. It's amazing that these guys decided to try and take advantage of every bonus they could. Unfortunately for them, you can see the results on screen. And they did not qualify for the main event. And the skill from the others ended up winning the other games. But they got a cool game out of it. They got some good experience. And hopefully they got some fans from it. I thought you guys would enjoy. Don't think you guys will be able to do this on ranked. Because there are no Dark Age markets. But feudal age markets, it's still viable. Like I said, you can watch the other video if you want to see it. Kind of in action in the 4v4s. And thank you guys for watching all week. Well, next 2 or 3 weeks, really. Content's just going to be stacked. I have a lot of cool games to bring to the channel. So if you enjoyed this one, enjoyed this cast, enjoyed the uniqueness, leave a like, leave a comment, and make sure to show up for the future videos. They'll be good. Thanks, guys.